place reminds me of Santa's workshop.
Well, ain't this place a geographical oddity?
I'll tell you, mate, if every town in the world were like this one, no man would ever feel unwanted.
Travel oddities.
Odd Spot.
Welcome to Odd Spots on the Travel Oddities podcast.
Ooh.
My name is Amy.
Yes.
My co-host today, who talks too damn much, the illustrious Brett Manzer.
Yes. I've been accused of saying a lot of things
You
in the last month.
run off at the mouth.
I do. So if we're going to run off at the mouth, let's run off together.
Ooh.
Ooh. Take my hand, baby. Don't be scared. I think we're alone now.
I was thinking Thunder Road by Springsteen.
Man, I'm telling you, that song will cut you to the
Oh
bone.
my gosh, it wrecks me
You're,
every time.
You're not a looker, but hey, you're all right.
Did you ever
Come on.
see the version of Springsteen who did it with Melissa Etheridge
Yes.
on stage? Oh my goodness.
That was great. And there was, you could tell there was definitely some stuff going on there. Oh, no, there wasn't.
I don't think there was.
No, there wasn't.
So today we are talking about the Chesterville Witch. Because it's Oddtober.
It is Oddtober.
Yeah.
You know, let's dig. What is it? Dig through the witches and something. Dragula.
Burn through the witches and dig through the ditches.
Isn't it in some witches?
Dragula. Okay.
Don't Dragula. What? Dragula. I mean, come on. What is this? Broadway?
I never understood that song. Like, I really like the chorus, but I never understood the song.
Yeah. If you dissect Rob Zombie's lyrics, I love Rob Zombie. Love White Zombie. Seen him a bunch of times. It really, there's not much to take away.
There's not.
There's just a lot of scary references and cool videos and like go-go dancers with like
and
tassels.
You harass me about movies all the time.
Yeah.
What is the Rob Zombie made a movie?
Oh, he's made a few.
Okay, what was the first one he did?
House of a Thousand Corpses.
I have seen that movie.
You have?
Horrifying. I have seen House of a Thousand Corpses.
You should see Devil's Rejects. It will. I was dating a girl, and we'll get to it. But I was dating a girl at the time, and she was very Christian.
Mhm.
Believe it or not, at one
Wow.
time. Well, I mean, if you're going to have a moral compass, you might as well carry one around with you. You know.
Oh my god.
So we went to see Devil's Rejects, and there's a scene in the movie when they first take the hostages, the traveling family of hostages, and he takes the pistol and sticks it down her underwear. The girl I was dating at the time, literally, I could tell you something about this girl, and you're like, Christian? Anyway, she literally got up and walked out.
Oh yeah.
There was only 5 of us in the movie theater on the premiere weekend.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's not
he's not for everybody.
He's not deep.
He's not deep. He makes movies that he likes. That I can admire.
Yeah.
Tarantino does it. Robert Rodriguez does it. But yeah.
We're way off topic.
We are.
Right?
So back to burning the witches in the ditches.
The reason I asked you about movies is, do you like Lifetime movies?
You know, it's funny you mention it.
Yeah.
The Lifetime, they make some that are almost bad. They're good. Like there was one where Fred Savage was on steroids and like had a roid rage and like killed his.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
I remember that one.
He was in high school.
Yeah.
Killed his girlfriend and like threw her body in a pond. There's some like cringeworthy, like bad, good ones, but I don't know if I know the one you're talking about.
Well, I have seen this one, and I hate Lifetime movies. Give me Hallmark any day. Lifetime, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so the Lifetime Movie Network produced a movie. It aired October of 2016 called Amish Witches: The True Story of Holmes County.
How did I miss this instant classic?
I don't know. It's, they say it's a true story. It's kind of based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Lifetime movie true story. How about
Well,
that?
here's the thing. If you take any story, I mean, there are some stories that need some little, they have just enough meat on the bone.
Right.
But sometimes you got to add a little gristle to it.
Yeah, you got to add a little bit. So.
Yeah.
This is from the Lifetime Movies press release. When a reality TV crew moves to Holmes County, Ohio to document the lives of an isolated sect of Schwarzentruber Amish, production is halted by the death of Braschow, an Amish witch. Following her unconsecrated funeral, a small group of young Amish women solicit the TV crew's help in an attempt to document the inexplicable events plaguing them. But as everyone soon discovers, the powerful, malevolent force haunting them has deadly intentions.
So here is my take.
Yes.
Amish. totally anti-technology.
Very much so.
Nothing has changed there. It's not a knock on the Amish or anyone that's similar, but they haven't quite assimilated to they avoid modern convention.
Well, I think we need to kind of preface that by saying their traditions
Right.
are one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Rumspringa, I think, has taught us all that young Amish people can definitely enjoy
Yes.
those things. And Amish men can use electric tools
Okay,
as long
maybe
as they don't belong to them.
I did not know that.
Yes.
So I stand corrected.
Yes.
So I was just kind of going, okay, so they solicited a TV crew to help. Is that something they would normally do?
It's possible.
Okay. But again, you got to suspend
They're probably going to get shunned, but...
Well, you have to suspend some disbelief. If anything, I've learned anything from TV, it's breaking Amish.
Right.
That they go...
And Amish Mafia.
Oh, God.
That was a good one.
What was the leader's name? Like Jedediah?
Yeah, Malachi.
Or Malachi.
He who walks behind the rose.
Okay, yeah.
Lifetime and a lot of TV networks are trying to kind of imbue the Amish people with like this mysticism because they are so much misunderstood. They don't need us. They don't want to talk to us. They don't want to tell us about their traditions and their way of life.
Amish movie that's really good.
Yes.
Witness with Harrison Ford.
That was a really good movie.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry.
No big deal. So anyway, a lot of this is kind of a Hollywood confection.
Mm-hmm.
Them creating that this is a huge story. But there are also a lot of local legends that are kind of perpetuated by outsiders about the Amish in this area.
That Amish can be good bowlers. If you've seen
right?
if you've seen the based on a true story Kingpin, you know that they can bowl as well.
I have seen Kingpin. We're on a roll. These are movies I've seen.
I am proud of you.
Thank you very much.
I've granted you another week.
Oh, you're so kind.
Congratulations.
So Chesterville, Ohio is a small Amish and Mennonite community that consists of about, a couple dozen houses located a couple of miles away from Rockome Gardens, Ohio.
Have you ever been up that way?
Yes. My mom's from Ohio.
Now, I visited Iowa, and there's I don't know if it's Mennonite or Amish community, and they sell a lot of, they have the little roadside, basket selling, and we all know about the Amish fireplaces. And then there's also here in our neck of the woods, a pretty heavy Mennonite community as well.
There is.
I like I don't know. I somehow feel safer when I'm around that community. It just seems like they're quiet, they keep themselves, not a lot goes on.
They're a very cliquish bunch of people.
Yes.
They are not really...
Well, they're not inviting us to dinner.
They're not really allowed to talk to us.
Yeah.
We're outsiders. That's a whole other story.
Yeah, it is.
My beliefs on that is a whole other thing. So anyway, within the grounds of Chesterville Cemetery is an old oak tree that stands at the edge of the woods. It separates the grave from the local river. Weird thing about the tree is that an iron fence surrounds it and an old stone marker that has the name kind of completely rubbed off. In one of the first versions of the story, around the early 1900s, an elderly woman in front of her Amish community openly professed to being a witch and communing with the devil. A week later, she was found murdered in a nearby farm field. Now, the Amish are well known for, and Mennonites for that matter, but especially the Amish, are well known for handing out their own brand of justice.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right.
And then I start thinking about Amish Mafia. They don't do a lot. I mean, they're the judge, jury, and executioner.
Very much so. Usually it's handled by the church because the church is the head of the Amish society.
So
Amish villages.
With that being said, because religion oftentimes obviously there's some limits that protect you from outside influence.
Right.
Not much gets out, not much gets in. But there's not an invisible wall that keeps like the feds from getting involved.
Not at all, but Amish people rarely commit crimes that are federal offenses. They're going to tell anybody about. I know there was some, they tried to prosecute a family in Pennsylvania. Several of the men in the family were child molesters. 2 of the daughters, I think, escaped the family and went out into the outside world. And went to the police about the abuse that they'd suffered, and I believe the feds did step in at that time and arrested people and made convictions.
I just don't know that I could commit to that life. I mean, it's almost like you're in a bubble.
I think if you grow up in that environment, it's a whole different thing from having lived in the outside world and then going to that.
But they disown you. Like, if you step outside you
become shunned, yeah.
And
the thing is, when you are about 16, you participate in Rumspringa, which is when you go into the outside world and you experience what the outside world has to offer.
Kind of get a taste of it.
Exactly. It is expected that you will turn your back to the outside world and the sin that's involved in that and come back to the community. And I forget the exact term for it, but you will basically pledge your allegiance to the church and the Amish community. If at that point you decide to leave after you have pledged your trust to the church, then you are shunned.
Well, most people spend most of their lives in an Amish paradise.
I think that's a gangster paradise, isn't it?
Well, no, it's not. I'm not cutting this out. If you've never heard Amish Paradise by Weird Al, get out.
I don't think I have.
Finish your sentence, and then we'll
just hand over my pink key.
I'll I'll find whoever made the building smell like a toilet, one of those blue things from a urinal, and have them come and finish it up. Go ahead.
So the local Amish community was so relieved by her death that no one ever really bothered to investigate her murder. Another story is that it belonged to a young woman who was regarded as a healer in the community. She was unfairly blamed for some tragedy and was murdered. Then there's a third version. Hold on. The last version says, the grave belongs to a woman who once lived in Chesterville, although her name is no longer recalled. She was very liberal-minded and liked to challenge the Amish faith, speaking out against the treatment of women in the area. Thanks to this, she was branded a witch, and she continued to disobey the elders of the church and was banished. Few people ever, in these communities, you just don't question the decisions that are made by the church elders. So rumors quickly spread throughout the community that she was practicing witchcraft and was a servant of the devil soon after she disappeared.
What is so with the evidence you have presented in front of you, which box are you checking?
I don't know. Things like this, there's no telling. I mean, I would hate to cast prejudices upon the Amish people.
But people were accused of being a witch for just what today would be like, for the silliest of things.
Very much so. Women especially, who stepped outside of their bounds, were easily branded in a negative light. And I don't know. I think that happened in a lot of communities. I come from Kentucky, and I have a long history. My family has a long history of being in Kentucky, and they're mountain people.
Yes,
and
they
they
are.
believe a certain way. And thankfully, my family had the courage to get away from that and to move out of the state and away from
a lot of Pentecostals.
A lot of Pentecostals. Bless their little hearts. Very much so.
And if you're scared of snakes, I'm scared of enough. I have enough of a respect for snakes to probably become Catholic.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very, very much so. There's a certain brand of religion.
Yeah, it is.
Back east, as my mother would say.
It's different. And Pentecostals here in certain areas are that way.
Right.
The more mainstream aren't as extreme, but that's with anything.
Absolutely. There's always an extreme branch of it.
There is.
No matter what happened, the body was placed in a local funeral home, and people all over the countryside came to view the witch's body. Everybody was scared that she was going to come back to life. Like, that was a big theme for all of this.
But, how many times have you been in a funeral home? I'm just an example.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and you swear that they moved and then you add on the lore.
If I tell you this, you
won't
and
believe
all
it.
of our listeners are going to think I'm a freak.
I doubt it.
I was raised that you don't look upon the face of death. It's bad, juju, whatever you want to call it. I have been to a lot of funerals in my life. I've never looked at a corpse.
I have a morbid fascination with death.
It is so fascinating for me, but still there is some part of me that knows that it is not right, that you're not supposed to do that.
I ask questions.
I don't.
I'm one of those people that I like tiptoe. If I know somebody this is bad. Like when my dad died suddenly, I was asking my mom all kinds of questions of, what did he look like? You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
I kind of get into I start peeling back scabs on stuff like this.
You have to.
So, but you add on the the mysticism and the lore. If you think somebody is a witch,
Right.
I mean, I think that's, and I'm not trying to generalize like this has been done before, this has been said before, because situations are different in all of these type of stories. But one thing remains the same. The theme is if you've been accused of being in witchcraft or Satanism or any of those things, people assume that you're going to rise from the dead and curse the tent. I mean, there's just a whole, your mind goes cuckoo.
Very much so. As I said, eventually she was buried in Chesterville Cemetery, and a tree was planted on her grave so that her spirit would not be able to escape the tree.
A tree was planted on her grave?
Yes.
And that so her body would be dispersed into the root system.
Absolutely. You can't get out. So
good gravy.
Today, that same tree still stands, and a lot of people believe that if it ever dies or is cut down, the witch's spirit will escape and like take revenge upon the town. The fence was later placed around the gravesite to make sure that people stayed away from it. And since that time, the witch allegedly appears to passerbys, visitors to the cemetery. Although, thanks to the tree, she's confined to the area around her grave.
Oh, well, I think so.
A number of stories have been told about the cemetery, including actual sightings and reports that lead some people to believe that the Chesterville witch might not just be folktales.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, people apparently believe that there's really a witch buried here.
You know, stranger things have happened.
Who am I to say otherwise, you know?
Let me say this about the Amish.
Okay.
I highly respect them as a craftsman. You know, I have a beard.
You do
This
have
is
a beard.
random.
Yeah.
They have a beard oil that I've only found in one place. Now, Chickasha, the Chickasha area, Ninnekah, areas around there, Amber, Pocasset, have a huge Mennonite community. Mm-hmm. I don't know that this has any effect on that, but I think that it might. Okay. Somebody's marked. They have this beard oil that's called Honest Amish Beard Oil and Beard Wax. There's literally Amish people on YouTube, I don't know why, giving reviews of Honest Amish Beard Oil.
Wow.
But it smells really good. It's a nice earthy scent, nothing real fancy,
thing,
not like spearmint or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I highly recommend men with beards, find you some Honest Amish Beard Oil.
Wow.
They don't just murder witches. They make beard oil too.
Jesus. So anyway, that's the tale of the Chesterville Witch in Chesterville, Ohio.
So we talked about Rob Zombie.
We did.
We talked about House of a Thousand Corpses.
We did. Horrible movie.
About getting yourself your own personal moral compass that you can take to the movies with you.
Absolutely. I got fired again.
You got fired again?
I get fired just about every episode.
Well, you know, just quit you bring it on yourself.
I have seen House of a Thousand Corpses.
Have you seen that movie on the wall right there?
I have seen that movie many, many times.
What movie?
The Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okay. Have you seen the movie that's behind you?
Halloween, I have seen.
That is
Halloween.
not hardly I would send a smoke signal if it didn't upset the neighbors.
Michael Myers.
No, you're still wrong. You're still wrong. That's it.
You know I do that crap just a minute.
No, you don't. You don't.
Friday the 13th?
Here's the thing. Okay, I say here's the thing a lot. My here's the thing is your But anyway, everybody's got their get or done. Halloween is my favorite horror franchise.
Yes.
That's why I love 31 Days of October so much. Because we're leading up to Halloween.
Yes.
I mean,
you just get so indignant.
Well, I can't help it. This is hallowed ground, and you're over here like copping a squat on John Carpenter and everything that he's done. You know, we got Jason in here that's got missing a hand. He looks like, I don't know, he looks like he's trying to I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't think he has.
Years ago, a friend of mine worked for one of the Halloween stores at Halloween. Well, at the end of the season, they had all these different demo items that were broken or, weird things about them. And they were just going to throw them away. And a friend of mine's like, no, wait, hang on. I've got a bestie who loves Halloween. So she brought me this life-size animated Jason Voorhees. I mean, and he really is life-size. And you're supposed to be able to plug him in and he is motion activated and he moves. That part doesn't work.
But you love Halloween, but why do you hate Halloween so much?
I don't hate Halloween, honey.
You hate the franchise.
I do. The franchise? Okay.
Oh, stop. Okay. So anyway, 31 Days of October. Here we are. Another day, another $1. I mean, I say $1.
Another day, another episode.
I was gonna kind of soft pitch, like toss some softballs
I'm
about
sorry.
31 Days of October, another home run.
Absolutely.
I had a lot of fun.
Thank you. I did too.
Great job.
You're the best.
And we will see you tomorrow. It's Brett.
It's Amy.
Peace.
Now, it's here. The excitement, the adventure of a new force at breakfast.
We'll call them C-3POs.
New C-3PO cereal from Kellogg's. Twin rings placed together. For 2 crunches in every double O. A delicious part of this nutritious breakfast. Now you can experience the taste of Kellogg's C-3POs. A crunchy new force at breakfast.
May the force be with you.
Hang on. Chesterfield. Yes, it is.
Do I sound all right?
No, you sound like a freaking disgruntled employee of a grocery chain.
My name is Amy. I don't sound right.